So we are making this program here. I'm gonna show you, this is our ebook maker, and until now we just are able to read what's inside of the files, but if we write something in it, you see we don't have anything back. It just returned to the old text that he has when we go and look back to our files. And you have seen that when I select something here, there is an error here that is at line 30, where it says NOI equals self listbox course selection. It means that tuple index out of range. Why this? Because when we use this, and you see we use this listbox select to go and call this function that shows the text in the editor here. But what happens when I click here and I select something into the editor? We lose the selection here, as you can see. You see, we get the selection, we still have the selection. If I select this, I lose the selection here. So when this goes, this binding here of the listbox, it's triggered even if I just select here, because it loses the selection. It goes here and it tried to search for the current selection, but there is no current selection, and or there is a current selection, but the selection is just equal to an empty tuple. So when it tries to reach the first element of the tuple, it will get tuple index out of range, because it's zero. There are no zero. There is no any element in it. So to avoid this, I'm just going to go here and put a condition: if not self dot listbox course selection, and with the double square here, equal an empty tuple like this. So when it is not selected, I mean when it's not empty, so there is something, there is something that is selected. So we can translate this one: when you have selected an item, this means, okay, there is this double negation, I think. Okay, we can say so. So only if I select something, go to this and check what you have selected, etc. So what happens that if I don't select anything, this won't be triggered, or better, this will be triggered, but will go here, see, and does nothing, okay? Because nothing is selected for this condition. Let's see if it works. So now when I select, you see that there is no error here. So we've done with this. Now another thing that we want to do is to be able to save our files and make changes and save this. How we're gonna do it? Because if I closed it, if I go back here, you see what I wrote before is there is no change. Okay, I want to just put a button here before, on top for now. Let me put a button. Let me call this variable, this attribute button. It is a TK widget that belongs to frame 1, and it will have a text that will say save. Okay, and that will have a command equal to self.save, right? Because we are going to put this function in here. So apart from show text, let me put this one above here, because we got our two widgets, the editor and the menu, with the listbox and now the button, and we have the show text that is linked to the listbox selection that makes the text appear. Now we want to make a button that will be linked to the a save method, and this save method uses self, of course. And another change that we want to make is to change this file name here, where we get the file name that we selected, to self. And we're gonna put self also here. Why? Because, sorry, this goes here. Why this? Because we want to use this self file name to open the file. When we click the button, we will open the file self file name in the write mode. And for the Italian that use strange character, let me also use encoding. For the United States, there is no need of doing this probably. UFA8 and as file. So we will open a new file and we will write into this file with file.write. We will write what is inside the file that we gotta take it from self, and what is right in the list box, no, well, sorry, what is right in the text widgets that we get from the start with 1.0 here to the end, tk.end, and I think we're done. I don't think we have to do anything else apart from something like make the button appears here with self.button dot pack, and well, let's leave it now. Let's see what happens. There we are. I got the save button here. Now let me open my two files, and now I got the first one. Let me delete this and save it. Let me open the second one. You see there is this. I want to delete also this first line here and save it. Let me go back to the first one and see there is no date here, so I save it correctly. Let me go here. There isn't anymore the first line. Let me add the line. Adding to second file. Let me save it. Let me go to the first one. Let me delete this. Let me add to first file. Save it. Now let me go to the second. You see, adding to the second file is still here. Add to the first file. Okay, all worked. So let me close it, and let me start it again to see if I got. Yeah, you see here are the changes. If I don't save anything, let me say I'm gonna put a lot of this thing here, and I'm gonna change. I'm gonna go to the other file, and I'm gonna go back. You see that I don't have anything because if I don't save it, it will be deleted. Okay, maybe I want to do something next time to ask if you want to save it or more, or to save it temporary and then save it definitively. And then I want also to make another button, maybe to create a new file and to add to this list with a new name. But for now we're done, and we have just created a way to save files, to save text when you modify it. Let's save it. Let's go to the first one. Let's go to the second one, and you see there it is. To make it more clear, save the first file, save the second, and now I have the first, the second. Okay, that's all for now, and in the next post we will add other features to our ebook maker, and until we will save these files also in other formats like HTML, PDF, or the OCX, etc. Thank you.